Welcome down to the Malted Man Cave. I'm Keith.
And I'm Dave.
Tonight we're going to do a rye. All right, so tonight, as I said, we're going to be doing a rye.
Yes.
Bulleit.
Wait. Does that mean it's a bourbon? Or a rye whiskey?
It's an American whiskey.
Yes.
I don't know if you're going to like it quite as much as a bourbon.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's only got
I thought you said it was going to be a bourbon. Oh, we changed it up at the last minute.
American whiskey.
Yeah.
Sorry, when I say that, I mean North American spirits.
That's all right.
Do you not like, dude,
Yes!
there's been a few
Dude,
ryes you like. Do you like a Midwinter's Night's Dram?
Yeah.
You like, there's been a few that you've
Yeah,
liked.
but rye is one of those things that, for me, you can either do it right
Or you do it really
or
wrong.
you can do it real wrong. You know what I'm talking about?
I agree.
So that's why when you said rye tonight, I don't know what I was thinking, but I was thinking, yeah, I can tear one apart because either it's good or it's bad.
We got to do the good whiskeys with the bad whiskeys, and I'm not saying what this is yet. So we're doing Bulleit Rye. It's kind of known for being a pretty good bang for your buck rye. It's not 100% rye. The mash bill for this is 95% rye and 5% malted barley. Made from Lawrenceburg Distillers, Indiana /MGP, Midwest, I think grain products. I think something like that. I think MGP is what I always call it.
MGP!
They're known for, they sell a lot of their barrels of whiskey to like a Midwinter's Night's Dram.
Boom.
They got theirs, not now because they're making their own stuff now, but originally they sourced it from MGP. And a lot of the good whiskeys that we've had have been from MGP. So anything else I want to say about this whiskey? Comes in at 45% ABV.
What you don't know is that there was just an edit because I confused a
Compass box
compass box for
with
whistle pig. I am a noob. I'm back.
Dude, no. Compared to most people,
I don't know. Brain fart.
It's impossible. I don't care if you're Ralphie. I don't care if you're a master distiller. You can't get everything right.
I was trying to pull out. I think I was thinking Midwinter's Night's Dram, and I was like, oh, it sounds like compass box.
I knew what you were doing. I knew what you were thinking.
A journey I went on.
All right. Anything else we want to say about this whiskey before we get into it?
It's not made by Compass Box.
There you go. You're going home with the rest of that bottle, so help yourself.
Oh, I will.
You can pour as much Springbank 12 as much you did from the Springbank 12 cast drink.
Oh, I was a generous pour. Jeez, that was like the sword and the stone there.
All right, buddy. What do you get on the nose? On the nostrils?
Me, King Arthur, or the stone?
Sword and the stone? Yeah. Was it?
No, I think I'm more of the stone. You're more of the guy putting.
I'm like King Arthur.
Oh no, we're back to who's gonna? DH Silver's gonna say something about this. Or no, who always comments that I'm the catcher?
It wasn't DH.
No, it wasn't DH Silver. My apologies.
You are the catcher, though.
I'm the rock that holds your sword.
We gotta let's move on.
All right.
Anyways,
all right. What do you get on the nose? Whew. It's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you. We're both married to women.
We could live happily together. All right, so on the nose, man, I said berries and cream. I'm a little boy that likes berries and cream. I get some strawberry notes. It kind of reminds me of instant oatmeal. Fruit fly in here. Kind of reminds me of like Quaker instant oatmeal.
Yes, like the appley note.
Yeah.
Like apple.
Yeah,
oatmeal.
just really any of their, but their cinnamon apple. I was thinking I'd do a lot of their
cinnamon and apple. Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Almost spilled it on my nose. And then something about the sugar in there, because it's kind of like I think it's just like, what do you call regular sugar? Table sugar? Just reminds me a little of table sugar on the smell too. And then it kind of reminds me of like a mix between a car air freshener and new shoes, like new basketball shoes.
So for me, this like has like the strongest amount. Like I have never gotten. Have I never gotten If it's
Never
not the
knew.
most, it's close to the most mint and wintergreen and pine out of any whiskey that I've ever experienced. Just so much wintergreen.
Maybe that's the
mint.
that's why I'm
pine.
thinking car freshener.
Exactly, the
Okay.
pine flavored, pine scent.
Yep.
Pine flavored.
Pine.
Normally, you don't eat.
Compass
car
box flavored car freshener.
There's no corn in this mash bill, but I'm getting a little bit like corn syrupy.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
But I shouldn't. So it's probably more from the
Maybe that's
malted
not the
barley.
sugar. I was trying to say the sugar, and it's like corn syrup.
Yeah, must be from the rye or from the malted barley. There's that sweetness.
bet
I
you-
agree. Cinnamon galore in here.
Mhm.
Tons of cinnamon. Rye bread. I mean, it's just rye for sure.
Mm.
You don't smell it?
No, I'm saying to rye bread.
Not a fan.
Nah, man, no. Am I as German descent? Am I supposed to like rye bread?
And rye
Is rye a Germanic
ale from. I don't know where rye was first cultivated. I know Pennsylvania, like I'm sure there's rye in Europe, but
That was.
I know in
I want you
Pennsylvania
to put it
it's a
in right
big
there.
area where ryes were originally used. All right, so rye
Yes!
was originated in
Yes, got it.
right there.
Finally, yeah. I will.
Dave's always trying to make me do extra work.
If you think it, it will happen.
A little bit of toasted oak, a little bit of that sweetness is there.
Toasted oak.
Little linen or flannel, like a little cloth, linen cloth. That and the mintiness and the wintergreen notes and the pine is just so overwhelming, and it's actually really good. It's not overwhelming. You would think because it's so predominant that it would almost be like too much, but I love it. I mean, I'm like you. Ryes are not always my favorite, although TH Handy, which is it has a higher corn ratio in the mash bill. I think it's got like 51% rye and then like a bunch of corn in it. I love higher corn in the mash bill rye.
Us field people.
Us field people.
We're
from the corn belt. We're from a high.
We love sweet corn.
We like white corn.
We like white corn. We like
Bitch
colored
corn.
corn. We like Indian corn. Well, wait, is it called Indian corn anymore? Is it
That's
First
that
People
is-
corn?
Yeah.
Native American corn?
Careful.
I just want it. Well, do people in India have corn?
Mhm.
They have these things.
Actually, ironically, in Amaret, I get a lot like a grilled corn note on the Spectrum and on the Fusion and a couple others.
That's awesome.
Fun fact. Back to the rye.
Keith loves his corn.
What do you get on the palate? Palate.
So I was lucky enough to have a little sip of this before. The toastedness, the oakiness, it really is prevalent on the palate. That same cinnamon and apple, like a green apple and
Green apple definitely on the palate.
a little, I don't know, salty to me. Maybe I don't know what that is.
I don't know where that's from, but I can go there with you.
I don't know.
Maybe it's the spicy pepperiness that's kind of fooling us into salt.
Maybe, yeah.
There's definitely a pepper.
I don't know.
Maybe
but
it's salty.
to me, it is. So get
Yeah.
off.
I never said it wasn't.
Um,
Dave gets so sensitive.
I'm learning. This is my first rodeo.
No, it's not.
300 videos later. And then also wanted to say that saltiness is probably the pepperiness too, but that sugary but corn syrup note definitely. I feel like it's a very smooth, like it coats it, and it's a very smooth tasting whiskey.
Yeah. So for me, again, the wintergreen, the peppermint, the pine takes over on the palate again. But then there's that sweetness like corn syrupy, toasted oak. And then comes in this kind of really pleasant peppery cinnamon and maybe even like a saltiness.
Oh, it's so salty.
I agree. It goes like pepperminty,
Yeah.
pepper into like a saltiness. I don't know why a saltiness would be in there. But
Yeah.
I do
Maybe
get
a
it.
little bit of
It does. Dude, I never really noticed it before. It does taste salty and smells salty.
Maybe a little bit
So-
just a slight bit of like Nesquik or some sort of cocoa powder to me. A little bit of cocoa powder.
I was thinking that earlier, but it's like the wintergreen and all the pepper. I was like, no, there's no chocolate.
I was gonna say
in this
Andy's
in there.
mint. I was gonna say an Andy's
Yes.
mint.
Like a
Because it's so peppermint.
almost like
and
mint
it's-
chocolate chip.
Yeah.
But the chocolate is so subtle.
It's so subtle.
It's barely even there. in the background.
and that's why I was
And
gonna
it may
say-
just be the peppermint, like reminding you of like
That-
peppermint, like
right.
mint
So
chocolate chip.
I was gonna say an Andy's mint, but I was like, oh, that's too much chocolate on that thing for what this is.
It's like an Andy's mint with like a third less of the chocolate on
Yeah.
Andy's
Yeah.
mint. Like
There's
just
a
barely
taste of it.
traces of chocolate.
chocolate brushed onto Andy's.
What do you get on the finish?
On the finish.
Long, medium, short. Any notes stick out at you?
Kind of shortish to medium. Maybe shortish. It definitely stands out. I think the finish is kind of the weakest place for me. The peppery stays, the sweetness of the corn syrup, a little bit of the toasted oak is even there. Salt remind a little bit like I've been eating some salty chips or something like that. Yeah, medium, maybe a shorter medium finish.
It's like in between medium and short.
Yeah.
And so this makes me really sad because this actually is a really, really great intro to Rise. It's only like $22, I think.
Oh my goodness.
It's got some good notes. The only thing, like, if they could still make this a rye, like make it like 60%. It has to be at least 51% rye to be rye in the mash bill. 51% has to be rye. They made it like 60% rye and then added like 20% corn to give it that little extra sweetness that we both like.
Yeah.
And then keep in a little bit of malted barley to give it
Bring up
more
those,
complexity.
yeah, bring up those.
Keep it at the same price. So I enjoy this, and I think this is an excellent place for anybody to start out. If you haven't had a rye, I think there's enough sweetness that it won't completely scare you away from like the really intense 100%, straight ryes.
And and as sort of newish
To rise. Not terrible.
What Keith just said about that, this being a great place to start. Yes, this is a fantastic one because it gives you enough rye, enough corn to kind of satisfy, especially if you're coming from American only.
There's no corn in it though, but you're right. It did have that corn syrup, Is that what you're saying?
That sweetness is what I'm talking about, not the corn. It's a fantastic whiskey to start. So if you see this on a shelf and you're interested in trying something outside the box of your normal bourbon or just any whiskey, pull this off the counter and it'll be worth the $20 and change that you
definitely worth
you
the
spend
one-time
on it.
buy, at least.
Yeah.
So Malted Man Cave, Mark, what are you gonna give it?
I'm gonna give this one an 82.
I think I'm at an 81 for that, but for a 22-year-old,
it's
entry level, I think this is it's a non-age statement. This is excellent stuff. It's a great place to start for a rye. So 81 out of 100 for me.
Yeah, 82.
8 out of 10 stars for like a cheap non-age statement.
Fantastic.
Rye. Like it's
pick
really
it up.
good.
Pick it up at least once and just try it, and that way you'll know if a friend asks you, "Hey, who's
My
the
daughter-
best at ever?"
So we went to Young's Dairy to get ice cream. My daughter's like, "Daddy, please wear the Daddy Pig shirt." I was like, because I feel like an idiot going out in public.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not a big fan of Peppa Pig because I think it's written by a man-hating English woman. Have you ever noticed? Oh, Daddy Pig, you're
man.
so stupid.
Dude.
Everything is laughing at Daddy Pig. Like he's like this buffoon.
Freaking Caillou's dad, idiot.
Yeah.
Some of that.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Like it's literally like, oh, Daddy Pig, you're so silly.
Dude, gotta fight the. No,
We're not gonna go down that rabbit hole.
just fight the patriarchy, man.
The page. They're fighting it a little too hard in Peppa the Pig.
Be gentle with us.
They're going. There's a middle ground to go, and then they're swinging a little too far the other side of the pendulum.
We have fragile egos. Be gentle, ladies.
apparently.
Don't hurt us with your Peppa Pigs and your Caillou dads.
So, best dad ever.
He is a pretty good dad.
All right. So, question of the night. We were talking. Obviously, me and Dave are pumped for sports to start, but I didn't realize how much I miss sports. I'm like, dude, I'm like losing my mind. Like the world's already going as crazy it is. Like we need sports as something to like unify us, something to, you know what I mean? Something to just distract us from like the hard days work and all the craziness. So
Korean baseball.
dude, that's not going to cut it for me. I'm sorry. I'm not a big baseball. I like going to Reds games and Indians games, but I'm not going to watch that on TV. Anyways, so question of the night, and I brought this up, was like, what do you think is the absolute worst officiated call in the history of any, it could be hockey, baseball, basketball, football. What do you think is the absolute, and you better not steal the one that I have, the worst officiated call, like literally like, oh my gosh, this is rigged. Like they got money for this, Vegas paid for this, or this guy just doesn't know anything about it. Worst call.
Worst call. You want me to go first or you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
You want to go first?
I got two.
Oh, two. I've got two too.
And one of them is
two.
super fresh and super clean, and it stings the nostrils. I think that the Ohio State Clemson, when he had the ball and took 3.5 steps, a clear fumble, a clear recovery, a scoop and score, and they take that away, and that's on top of about 6 other.
It was one of the worst
horrible
officiating
calls.
games.
One of the worst. Either the guy.
I don't even complain about. I'm not that Ohio State fan. I'm not that one.
I am that guy.
He is that one. I'm not
I'm
that
the biggest
fan.
homer.
And
I can still admit, there's been times like, yeah, we got away with that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was.
But I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we got away with it.
That's a fantastic bad call.
That one, which I'm happy for my brother-in-law because he's an LSU fan and they won the championship.
They would have beaten us.
Even he was watching the game down here with me. He was like,
yeah, like, oh, sorry, dude. It just sucks when
he was like, this because he knew
any sport that is determined, any outcome of a sport that's determined by the ref is not a sport.
Even he was like, and I was shocked that he said this because we get this huge SEC Big Ten.
Yeah,
he's like, I think we got a little bit of an asterisk beside our championship game because clearly you guys should have been there. I mean, because we manhandled them for the first.
I didn't want to see LSU.
Oh, I did. I think we were just as good, if not better. I'm happy for Burrows, though.
Yeah.
Next one, I'll be quick so you can get to yours. The charge on LeBron in the game one.
Yeah.
Remember, everyone was like, remember all the memes on Facebook where like the refs with the Golden State jerseys on? Like, clearly, they did not want Golden State to lose at home in game one. And they ruined it.
Yeah.
Then it took all the air out of the sails of Cleveland, and there's just no chance.
It just turned, that was just a bad series. It was bad officiating. It was bad all around. My first bad call is that series, too.
Yeah?
The bad call, J.R. Smith. Dude, what were you doing, dude?
You drinking that Henny?
Dude, what were you doing? Shoot that ball. Shoot that ball, son. Why are you dribbling out the clock?
I thought we were. He said he thought it was tied, or he thought they were winning. Dude. He thought they had the lead.
J.R. Smith. Bad call.
Yeah.
Okay, so my real one, and this I got to watch, not in person, but I was actually watching the game live because, hey, it's a no-hitter. And you don't get to see very many of those during the season. And it was Armando Galarraga, or I forget what his name was. I had a perfect game going. Okay, not just a no-hitter, perfect game.
Recently?
This was maybe 6 years ago. Perfect game going. It's the last out.
And the game's over.
The last batter. Okay. I forget what the count is. It's like 2-2 or something. It's a ground ball to like shortstop. Shortstop throws it to first. This much space between the runner's foot and the bag.
And they caught him.
Jim Joyce calls him safe.
Really?
Sorry, Jim. You didn't need to be brought up. You already apologized.
Oh, yeah. He apologized?
Oh, yeah. He knew immediately, but he couldn't give it. And like, because he made the call, it's official, and like the other team was like trying to like give it back, and like, nope. So lost a perfect game on the last the last out of the game on a bad call, and it was blatant. I mean, anybody could. I mean, the whole place saw that he was out, but he called him out, or he called him safe.
Did you get into baseball that much?
Nope.
You just happen to be watching?
Boring sport. So is soccer.
I don't know. I can get into soccer in the World Cup. World Cup, I like watching soccer.
Okay, hold on. Let me preface this. World Cup, European soccer, Asian soccer, fantastic, fun to watch. American soccer, so freaking slow, dude. So slow. Bad soccer. Not bad soccer, just slower soccer. It's like the WNBA and the NBA. It's just a little bit slower. And
you're on fire with the political correctness tonight, buddy. You're the bad one now. I'm the good one.
I'm the bad one.
Fighting for justice.
I'm the captain now.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe.
Apparently, I hate women tonight. I really don't.
I hit the notification bell.
I don't.
Yeah, right. Dave's like the biggest snowflake. SJW. This guy.
Here, give me a hug.
All right. I lost my train.
Yeah. Like and subscribe. Slam that like button.
Remember, Scotch is king.
Bourbon is best and Compass Box is in Europe.